New Purpose, the new Dungeon 3 Burst Pulse. It's stasis, it's great, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's the PvE messenger, and that's fantastic. So if you've never got a great messenger, maybe don't really like stepping foot in the Crucible, New Purpose is going to be really good for you. And it stands on its own, as a good weapon. In the Crucible, it's an archetype that we know can do well at base. Nothing really added. It stands toe-to-toe with anything within the engagement range. It's got a 0.67 with a 2 burst. It has good base stats, it has a recoil direction ending in 0, so a counterbalance mod is perfect. It's front-loaded with a lot of good things. And in PvE, it's hard-hitting, pulses are a part of the artifact all the time, and with some of its perks, you can put in a lot of work. And there's actually a couple roles that are really worth your time. There's a couple for PvE, a couple for PvP, and there's one for the Crucible that I'm straight up addicted to. It's a perfect, unique combination, and I'm running lobbies with it. But before I do the deep dive, I want to say thank you to a sponsor of the channel that's been with me for about 16 months straight, Surfshark VPN. And they're running a special deal right now. You can get 83% off plus 3 extra months free. Surfshark's also giving away their antivirus until July 5th. It's a perfect VPN that encrypts your data, it keeps it safe. It's an extra layer of security for your photos, your videos, all your personal stuff so no one can see it. It hides your true IP address, it's extremely easy to use, and still, my favorite thing is it's the only privacy product that allows unlimited simultaneous devices. Most of them limit you, but not Surfshark. You can have it on your phone, your desktop, as many devices as you want. It works as an app or a browser extension, and you can place your phone or laptop anywhere in the world. Like for HBO Max, it's not available in some countries, and when you change your location, it's gonna open up to you. And for Netflix, there's about 15 different Netflix libraries out there to go out and explore, and with changing your location to different areas, you can see what's playing around the world. And when it comes to gaming, you can game in full privacy and security. That includes big ones like hiding your IP in Discord, other chats, not having to worry about it. Protection is key. Use my code CoolGuy to get that 83% off plus 3 extra months free, and again, they're including their antivirus until July 5th. There's a link down below right at the top of the description, and if for whatever reason you're unhappy, they do back a 30-day money-back guarantee. There's no risk to try it out for yourself. Go check out Surfshark, they have a great package going on. New Purpose is obtained from the Duality dungeon. Its landing spot is from the final boss, and you can farm that final encounter. So you can get a couple drops after that completion and just go. It is not craftable, and that's a shame. That means you're at the mercy of RNG, but when it drops, there are some combinations you want to be looking for. Again, its direct competition is Messenger, and this comparison is going to be brought up a couple times throughout the review. And Messenger does edge it out with 5 more handling, 5 more aim assist, 7 more reload. Both have the same zoom, comparable range, same stability. New Purpose has a really good reticle, at least I like it, and the recoil direction both end at 0. New Purpose is at 70, so Arrowhead just completes the journey to 100, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Now, these frames state that they're more accurate with stationary and aiming down sights, which is true, but it's not the end-all be-all. You can be moving, you will be moving most of the time, so don't let that kind of sway you away. It has the Bitterspite intrinsic trait, which is a pretty good trait. While this weapon is equipped, taking damage accelerates its next reload. Taking more damage increases the effect. It's like the reverse feeding frenzy. It scales to ×5, and ×5 is when you're at really low red health, like in the Crucible, or just taking damage, it'll keep stacking up. And once you get to ×5, that reload is very, very noticeable. When I'm running in the Crucible, and actually any weapon, I do have on 1 targeting for my main weapon, which is going to help with aim down sights and accuracy, and I always have on unflinching and loaders. These high impacts are heavy. They always have been, so adding those makes them feel a little bit lighter, a little more snappy, and in PvE, you're going to be spending that energy on well mods, charged with light, finders, scavengers, so you don't really get to elevate it that much there, but that's okay. The reload in the Crucible is great, because in a duel, you will be taking damage, and in theory, you're going to be low health. And the trait is adding to that speed from your base reload. It's good. And in PvE, you can even be in Restoration. You're going to see that Origin trait stacked to ×5. It's going to stay there, and it's still going to work because you've been taking damage. It works well. And you've been seeing a well-rounded Desperado roll. And you're going to continue to until I talk about some of the other ones. Desperado's still a good perk, PvE, and the Crucible, and with well-rounded, when I throw a grenade or hit a charged melee, I get a bonus to stability, handling, and range. It's somewhat free, and the word is that it gives +10 to each stat. It maxes out at ×2, so at ×2 it's +20 stability, handling, and range. For the barrel, since it is RNG, you're going to slot in best available. If Arrowhead is there, it's hard not to take it, because it helps the lowest stat, handling, and gets the recoil to 100, levels it right out. Otherwise, it does end in 0, a counterbalance mod will make it perfect. The base goes from 70 to 85 with the mod, and if you come across another recoil direction like Chambered, Extended, it gets it to 80, add on the mod 95. Just be careful with Chambered because it's lowering the handling. Small bore's great, more range with hammer, more stability with poly. they all can work. It has a base drop-off range of 39 meters, which is awesome. If you were to go max range with full bore ranged mass to work ricochet rounds, it gets to 42.8. So when you add range to it, it isn't too much when you start losing stats. Specifically full bore. You get a max of about 4 meters going all the way. That is good, but with the unflinching changes, which I will talk about, adding into stability for M&K or controller is a really good option. The magazine, slot best available. Ricochet, high cal, there's a place for appended. There's also a place for armor piercing rounds. I'm going to talk about that later. And before I talk about the perks, I want to bring up the new purpose that I am loving. It's a perk combination that Messenger doesn't have, and it's extremely synergistic. And with what I've been doing with it, it's brutal. The combination is Steady Hands Harmony. With Steady Hands, after a kill, it adds a handling scaler, and that scaler is faster than the original quick draw. Super speed. All the downsides go out the window. The slow ADS, the slow equip and stow. It lasts for 8 seconds, and when you refresh it, it goes to 6. Then Harmony. Getting a kill with another weapon, within 3 seconds you switch to the weapon with Harmony, it deals 20% more damage, and plus 15 handling for 7 seconds. This by itself is good, but you want to pair it with another Harmony weapon, and in the gameplay, I have an Adept Shire's Wrath with Killing Wind Harmony. So both of these do 20% when I switch to them, but here's the winner. I made a video about Radiant stacking, and what happens is that when you have Radiant with Harmony, it gives 30%, so basically it's Kill Clip. It gives Kill Clip with Harmony and Radiant together. So what I do is I start with the new purpose Final Blow at a distance. That Final Blow gives me super quick draw because of Steady Hands. And the important part, with that fast speed, I switch to that Harmony Wrath lightning fast. I get Radiant going either by a melee hit or on Hunter using the dodge. And I'm hunting with that Wrath because it basically has kill clip on it, 30 to the head. When I get a kill with that, I switch back to new purpose. Now it's doing kill clip damage 47 to the head. When I down someone with new purpose, it refreshes Steady Hands. So what I have is a very aggressive lightning fast swap speed, kill clip damage, not worrying about a reload to refresh that damage, and just slaying out. Double Harmony Radiant is crazy. And starting off with new purpose, that Final Blow, Steady Hands right into Wrath, and it doing kill clip damage is big. Or I get kills with the Wrath, switch a new purpose. That means my enemy's going to be at a distance and they're getting heavy damage thrown their way. Very forgiving damage to get a 2 burst. Once that happens, Steady Hands is up, I can go on about my day. It's incredible. This is one of the roles that I wanted, I got it, and it's been amazing. And when it comes to unflinching, before I forget, it has a base stability of 54. So its base stability, if you have 10 resilience and are running double pulse unflinching, it's 44% flinch resistance. And I'm gonna include this in my reviews from now on, base stability with that resilience and those mods. Now, if you get your base stability higher, it helps you even more. For the perks, Perpetual Motion, it's a good perk on it. The frame wants you to be stationary, so this perk goes against it. Kinda, same but different. It ends up working out, it's fine. In the end, it's also helping the poor reload and handling stat. The stability that you get is a bonus. After 2 seconds, you get +5 stability, handling, and reload. Sprint for 10 seconds, you get 15 stability, handling, and reload. It's a good perk, well-rounded. Free stats when throwing a grenade or landing a charge in melee. You can really get it going in PvE, and in the Crucible, it's more of a chess move. It can work there. My Desperado Roll has this. I'm always landing a lot of throwing knives. I'm throwing a lot of grenades. Steady Hands, great perk. I went over that. You get a kill, you get super quick draw. Heating up, S tier for it. The stability that it gives does go towards unflinching. At ×1, a more forgiving cone, 15%, +15 recoil direction, +15 stability. At ×2, 30% on the cone, +30 stability, 30 recoil direction. It's a great perk for it. If you get this, be happy with it because it's good. Feeding Frenzy, I'm actually okay with Feeding Frenzy on it because each kill grants added stats to the actual reload stat and then a scaler. So at ×5, you get max 100 reload, it gives +100 to the reload stat, and a 0.8 scaler. And this pairs effortlessly right with Peanut Butter and Jelly, the Origin trait. So taking damage, you're getting a fast reload, you get some kills, you get a fast reload, and they do combine. It's great. Tunnel Vision. Messenger doesn't have it. You get a kill reload, you get +20 aim assist, getting it to 52 aim assist. Around 20% accuracy cone size, and there's also an aim down sight scaler to make it a little bit more snappy. It's a good perk. Second column, Desperado. It's on another weapon other than Messenger. Faster fire rate, though nerfed, it's still fast enough. Headshot Final Blow, reload, it lasts for 6 seconds. It can be refreshed. Headstone. It's a standout perk. Long range stasis crystal formation. Like in Trials, the crystal will encapsulate the ghost. So for the enemy team to revive, they would need to break the crystal to get the ghost out of it. That way they can get the revive up. You don't have to use that on stasis, you can just use that. But on stasis, that's what it's really meant for. You can use that crystal as cover, you can break it for grenade regen. It's awesome. Focus Fury, I want this really bad because I love Focus Fury on pulse rifles. Land half the mag as crits, it deals 20% more damage for 11 seconds. And with all the healing going on, that just works out, because you could be taking shots at players, whether they throw a healing grenade or they dodge, you're still working towards this perk. And it can work in PvE as well, and it's also pretty fun to do. Vorpal, we know what that does, more damage to tougher enemy combatants, Guardians and their super. Harmony, we went over that. And then adaptive munitions, like a green light. Very important. When hitting non-matching shields, this is stasis by the way, damage ramps up to 500% against those shields. A pulse deals 33% per hit. I want this so bad. I've tried and tried, no luck. I'm gonna continue to grind for it. I will get it. Now, the new Haunted Trace is the best adaptive munition weapon in the game, but important note, this is the only legendary weapon in the game that's in that primary / stasis kinetic slot, the top slot that has this perk. The only one, and this perk is great. What it means is that you can run whatever weapon you want in match game. It means, let's say there's a Void Burn in a Legend Lost sector. You can run a Void subclass, Void Heavy, or Energy. You can use that more damage within the activity. And when it comes to a shield that you don't have, you have this Pulse. It gets better with armor-piercing rounds. It gives 5% more damage to those shields. And not to mention, pulses are always in the artifact, unstoppable, anti-barrier. It has multiple uses. So if you do get adaptive munitions to drop, I encourage you to keep it. Regardless of what the other first perk is, it's a big deal. I'm still grinding for it. And being stasis, it does open up possibilities. And comparing perks to Messenger, they both have Desperado, Heating Up, Perpetual Motion, Harmony, but there are things that set them apart. Rapid Hit, Killing Wind, Adaptive Munitions, Tunnel Vision, Kill Clip, Steady Hands. It isn't one of those situations where you can say, oh well, Messenger exists. New purpose, it has a really tough road to climb. No, they're both good, both bring something to the table. When it comes to PvE, I do have some headstone gameplay here, and that works. In PvE, that stasis crystal is basically a little dragonfly with a crystal shatter. It encapsulates and freezes grouped enemies. You can use it as cover, you can use it for your class ability regen. If you're on that stasis sub, it's good. You can do Desperado, but I do believe that the winner is adaptive munitions. Ideally, you do want armor-piercing rounds. To me, the best pairing perk is Feeding Frenzy. You get kills, you take damage, both are working towards your reload, and then you have adaptive munitions for the shields. Really, any first column perk can work, but adaptive munitions is the main PvE chase, at least in my eyes. A lot of good options when it rolls to you, but it's going to be up to you if you're going to utilize it. Maybe Headstone falls, and that's not really your thing in PvE or the Crucible, so it's a throwaway for you, but for others, it's going to be heavily utilized. Focus Fury can work. It's a good PvE weapon. It really is. And for the Crucible, we have Tunnel Vision Desperado. That's special. Get a headshot reload, both come together, you shoot faster, you have aim and accuracy help, it just works. Then there's things like Harmony, and I showed you what you can do with that. That's the role I wanted, Steady Hands Harmony. And another thing that you can do if you have a Harmony new purpose, maybe you have, let's say, Perpetual Motion Harmony, or Well-Rounded, Heating Up Harmony. Whatever it is, make sure your other weapon has Steady Hands on it, preferably Steady Hands Harmony. That's the dream, because you're going to be switching so much, when one of them gets a kill, it's going to speed up the switch, and both have Harmony. And Messenger has things like Rapid Hit Kill Clip. It's one of my favorite weapons of the game, which you can main that. It's very good too. In conclusion here, there's nothing wrong with New Purpose. I think it's a great weapon. It can do similar things to Messenger, but it also does very different things than Messenger. And there are certain playstyles where one will be better than the other. They have pretty clear lines that don't cross in certain areas, but they do have some areas where the lines do cross. Personal preference also sets in. I don't mind it. I like the reticle, I like the feel, the way I have mine set up, the way I like to run it. It's fun and it puts in work. So if you didn't get a good Messenger or a straight PvE player, New Purpose is for you. It's a suitable, comparable pulse rifle, and I think it's very good. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about New Purpose down below. How are you liking it? Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.